please. I would ask Mr. Scott if he would please call the roll.
Mrs. Catherine Corpus.
Here.
Mr. Michael Gephardt.
Here.
Mr. Jim Bax.
Here.
Ms. Annie Croft.
Here.
Mr. Greg Ellick. Here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here.
And I ask if we're going to be led this evening. We have a group of, I believe we have a young lady and gentleman. If you would stand up, we're going to ask if you would point us in the direction of the flag and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Stand up and we will follow you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job.
Great job. We just need you to tell us your names. We always like to know who's joining us this evening. Would you give us your names and grade?
James Boyer, 8th grade. Sean Smith, 8th grade. Elyria Martin, 8th grade. Jackson Gaddy, 8th grade. Nicole Gregory, 8th grade.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Nice
You
job.
represented your grade well. And you got it right. I noticed we had to follow you. You had it right without the comma there, right? Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone that came out this evening. We have a great group here for the board meeting. I'd like to begin with the introductions. To my far right, Board Member Greg Ellick. To my immediate right, Vice President and Board Member Mike Gebhardt. To my left, Board Member Jim Bax. To his left, Board Member Annie Croft. Our Superintendent, Dr. Tom Jama. And our Treasurer, John Scott. And I'd like to begin this evening with our board recognition. Do we have any recognitions this
Madam
evening?
President, there are no board recognitions this evening.
We have no recognition, so we will move to the one that is causing some angst up here among the board members. It's our Westwood Jeopardy. We're a little concerned what this is, please.
No, we're together.
Oh, you're together.
We're a team.
The board.
Where's the answers? We got it. You said you had the answers for us.
We got this?
Welcome to Westwood Jeopardy. In addition to our board members playing this evening, we have a couple of guests. Nicole Gregory is playing. Well, the team of 8th graders are playing. Ramona Mendek is playing, our treasurer, and our superintendent, and... Are you playing? I'm playing. And he's playing. Okay, great. Brian Kokai is playing also. Okay, let's begin.
And I'm sorry, just if you would introduce yourself for the camera, please.
I'm Sally Bring, and I teach general music and choir here at Westwood. Okay, register by pressing your button once, please. Waiting for Jama and Catherine.
We have always been waiting.
We're all one team.
Okay, that's going to mess me up. Okay, here we go.
I'm sorry. We don't want to mess you up.
Did mine register?
There's only one round this evening. It's Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy categories are
Westwood Trivia. The staff. Who's in charge? We're going to name an activity here at Westwood, and you have to tell us who is in charge of that. The building, which is the physical building itself. Famous Westwoodians. And groups that we have here at Westwood. The computer has randomly selected John to make the first selection. Would you please select?
Oh, let's go. I can't see that far. The far right-hand bottom.
Groups
For 2,000.
for 2,000.
Confident.
Oh, it's a daily double already.
There are 2 daily doubles in Double Jeopardy. You can wager up to $2,000. What's your wager?
2,000.
He's
You
the
do not.
treasurer.
You do not need to buzz in. No, you just this is your answer. Your question. The main dish being served this weekend at the fundraiser for the Washington, D.C. trip.
Spaghetti.
get steel? Can we go?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. The correct question is, what is chili?
I knew that.
You still... Okay, please select, John.
Isn't Chicago style have chili on it?
It was on,
Judges?
it was on the door, too.
John, what would you like?
Okay.
Select again, John.
Let's go 2000, the fourth, 1, 2, 3, the fifth column over.
That's famous Westwood alums. The only two females to fill this position at Elyria High are Rosie Bamer and Morgan Davis.
That's wrong.
Drum major.
Player one, Brian.
What is drum major?
That is correct.
Oh, I thought he had answered.
Brian, please select.
Who's in charge for 1200?
Who's in charge for 1200? She enters all the student information into the computer. Team 5. Mike.
Mike,
Nope. Yep, Mike.
Mike, what do you got? Who does that?
Team 8. Mrs. Schatz is correct.
She met us out at the table.
Nicole's team, please select.
Second one for 1,200.
The staff for 1200. He is the counselor. Team 2. In the form of a question. That is correct.
And you're the drum major.
Staff for 2000. This teacher has earned the nickname Mr. Westwood. Player one, Brian.
Who is Greg Horace?
That is incorrect. Ramona.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him.
Scott Hamker is correct.
Wow.
Please select. The building for 2000. Killing me. You can wager up to 3,200. It's the direction our front door faces.
God, that's an easy one.
That is correct. And please select. The first one is Westwood Trivia. The original team colors of Westwood. Player 5, Mike.
Brown and orange.
What is brown and orange?
What is brown and orange?
That is correct. Mike, please select.
Select.
Let's go, who's in charge for 1,600?
The first contact for parent phone calls.
Secretary.
Brian.
Who is Diane Schatz?
That is correct. Please select.
Westwood Trivia for 1600.
It was Westwood's original mascot. Team 3, Jama.
What is the Wolverine?
That is correct.
Oh, go Thomas.
Please select.
Oh, no, what warrior? What
A
is
warrior.
Oh, Alex goofed. That's okay. I can fix that. I'll adjust the score while you're getting ready for Final Jeopardy.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that, judges. Please select.
Who's in charge 2000?
Who's in charge for 2000? Who's in charge? This lady solicits and coordinates help for Westwood families in need.
Okay, Ramona. Okay, go ahead.
Player 8, Nicole. Sometimes, but that's not what we're looking for.
They're picky.
The correct answer is, who is Mrs. Schatz? Jama, please select.
The building for 1600.
This concept was used in the design of Erie, Westwood, and the building formerly known as Elyria West. Brian,
What is open classroom?
that is correct.
You can't get in. Is yours not working?
Who's in charge for 800?
Whoop. For crying out loud. It won't let me go over. There we go. This woman prepares all the deposits. Ramona.
Diane, who is Diane Schatz?
That's correct.
There it is.
Just say Diane.
Please select.
She used to be the principal here.
That was gonna be.
Who's in charge for 400? It's by Diane.
This person keeps track of student attendance. Anne.
Ms. Schatz? Who is Ms. Schatz?
That is correct. Please select Anne.
Let's see. What's the first one? I can't see it.
The first one is Westwood Trivia. Then we have the staff, the building, famous Westwood alums, and groups.
Let's go with groups for 1600.
These students are available to help others with math, science, social studies, and language arts. Jama.
Who are tutors or web leaders?
Tutors, that is correct.
Shoot, I was gonna say that.
Please select.
Let's go famous Westwood alumni for 1600.
This former Westwood teacher and assistant principal is now a principal at Elyria High. Ramona.
Who is Shane Newark?
Shane Newark is correct.
I do the same one for 1200.
Former student David Yonkings attended an Elyria High School graduation while holding this Navy rank. Jama.
Oh, he just. What is captain?
Sorry. Brian.
Second lieutenant?
He is not a lieutenant. Maybe he is now.
Was ensign?
Player 7 is Ann.
What is Seaman first class?
What is Seaman first class?
That is incorrect.
Isn't he an ensign?
Team 5 is Mike.
What is ensign?
Ensign is correct. Please select.
Even a blind school finds a nut.
Oh, introduced him.
I did, and
How about groups for 1200?
Groups for 1200. Mr. Large hosts this club where you might hear checkmate. Player 5, Mike.
What is chess?
Chess club is correct.
I gave you ensign.
What is, let's do groups for 800.
Groups for 800. Community service includes collecting socks, adopt a family, Salvation Army food drive, and the APL. Player 8, Nicole. Student council is correct. Please select. Oh, sorry. There we go.
The staff for 1600.
This teacher organizes the annual Pi Day celebration. Nicole, nope, not Nicole, Ramona.
Who is Molly Knight?
Molly Knight is correct. The staff for 800. He is the assistant principal. Ramona. Jim Rollins is correct. Staff for 400. She is the principal. Mike?
It was Teresa Lingle.
Teresa Lengel is correct.
How about trivia for 2,000?
Known for the importance of being the first principal at Westwood.
Greg Horace.
And
Mr. Horace?
sorry, that's incorrect.
Was it McFrederick? No, that was later?
The importance of being Ernest Goodsight.
Ernie.
Mike, please select.
How about the building for 800?
Dr. Thomas Showalter held this position when Westwood opened. Player 9, which is Greg.
Superintendent must not be working.
Oh, what is superintendent?
That's
Use
correct.
mine, Tom. Give me the-
Please select.
Same category, 1,200.
It's where the staff tells the students that the bowling alley is located. Team 8, Nicole? The basement is correct.
Wow.
What would you like? Say it one more time. The building for 400. Of 1968, 1972, and 1980, the year Westwood opened. Team 2.
Who's that? 7-2?
Can you check that, Judge?
That's correct.
That is correct.
I knew that, but I can't remember my bus doesn't work.
Got to answer the rest of it.
This feeder elementary school rhymes with Westwood. Ramona. Crestwood is correct.
I know, I just can't get in there.
I know.
Of the 3 middle schools, the only one to earn back-to-back A ratings. JAMA.
What is Westwood?
Westwood is correct.
I can't believe that.
Please select.
Select.
JAMA, please select.
Famous Westwood alums for 800.
This science teacher is the only staff member to have been a student at Westwood. Ramona.
Who is Jackie Hill?
Jackie Hill is correct.
Famous for
Along with Tracy Sprinkle, our Ohio State Buckeye. Player 3, JAMA.
What is Chase Ferris?
Who is Chase Ferris is correct. And finishing, groups. This department forms a rhyming alliance. Ramona.
What is Science Alliance?
Science Alliance is correct.
Wow. Cute game.
It is. You with the kids in class.
Okay, the category for Final Jeopardy is Westwood milestones. And if your name isn't lit up, it means that you're not eligible to play Final Jeopardy. Jama, do you remember how much that?
Yeah, it was the big 1,200, I believe.
It was 1,200. So if you want to give me a second while you guys need to write out your wagers. You players need to write out your wagers while I change Jama's score.
Like changing a grade? A, B, C.
Are we going 2,800?
Okay, so you lost 1,200.
Does the kids play this? Oh, yeah?
This is how they prepare
That's
for
30.
a pass.
Do you want to save in case they go?
He's
by?
going to have to
They're not
go.
gonna go bust. It's an easy
Yeah, I'm sure
They're
they're
not
going
gonna
to
go
What are we
bust.
doing?
So you're doing 36.
How do we do that?
Because Greg's, we're all one team.
Okay, have you all made your wagers? All right, no shouting out answers. And don't forget, your Final Jeopardy must be in the form of a question.
Questions where you gotta write these.
At the 40th anniversary celebration, it's the reason the time capsule was not opened. Good luck.
John's right.
Annie, what's the
I have no idea.
Because it wasn't supposed to be open until the 15th.
Couldn't find it.
What is,
What was
It pulls it up.
Not.
It pulls it up. I forgot to mention that we have a fabulous prize. Okay, the game is telling us that Greg, you're the first to give us your answer.
can I see your wager? We're all together. The board is, I was informed we're all
Did you
together.
wager nothing?
Show them your wager.
That's Greg and Mike.
I need the answer first.
Oh, that's not fair, because Jim and Ann are together. How many points did you have, Jim?
And the answer they wrote was?
put in here?
Couldn't find it.
That is correct.
It is?
Wow.
And how much did you wager?
Good guess.
You can't wager 3,600, you only have 800.
We're together, you can forget it. Greg and Mike.
We're one team.
Greg and Mike.
That's the best I can do. Okay, Team 8, so now they're asking for Nicole. It could not be found is correct. And how much did you wager? 1,200. Brian,
I said, what is Greg Horse forgot to close it?
and that is incorrect. And how much did you wager? I can't do $1. So we'll say, okay. Team 5, Mike. Oh, you're together. So we have to say, how do we do that? I'll just say incorrect and I'll say wagered 0. Okay. Okay, and Jama, what did you come up with?
I wagered 2,000 and what was not, it was unable to be located.
Could not be located, that is correct. And you wagered 2,000. Player 2, Ramona.
What is bad weather? I bet it all.
Ooh.
I think we're the winners.
Right.
Jama is the winner. Congratulations.
Wow. That was quick.
Wait a minute. Yeah, for the record, yeah, I didn't double mics.
That's not fair.
So on behalf of Westwood Middle School, we hope you enjoyed our informational Jeopardy. And at this time, the presentation by Westwood is over.
I have a question.
Oh, sure. Oh, yes, Mr. Gephardt.
Did you find it?
That was cute.
Have you found it yet?
The time capsule. No, it has not been found.
Okay. No. That was good.
That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
One, John.
That was great.
That was cute.
We put ours together, we did win.
Yeah, make sure the superintendent
The
knows
board,
that.
the board, we, team. Our team.
Don't trust us?
Good job, Teresa.
That was
Excellent
cute.
job.
That was cute.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was fun. That was good.
Moving on our agenda, this place on our agenda is set aside for comments by visitors. The board both encourages and appreciates the participation in our meetings and the interest of the citizens that come to our meeting and any of our staff as well. Normally, we meet twice a month and we make accommodations to allow for public participation. Persons wishing to address the board are asked to sign up on the night of the meeting to give their name, their residence, and the topic that they wish to present to the board. They're given 5 minutes to speak. And if they need additional time, they're asked 1 week in advance of the meeting to please contact John Scott, the treasurer, contact the treasurer's office, and to, again, they need to identify themselves and the topic that they wish to present before the board, and then they can be given up to 15 minutes to present on the night of the meeting. This evening, we have someone who has signed up to address the board, Kelly Gregory. I would ask if you would please come forward and with the mic, and if you would, again, give us your name and your address, please. Does this fall under commercials? Is this like our commercial break?
Yes,
You're going to give
this
us
is
a
your
commercial.
commercial
Good. This is our commercial break.
So do I face you or?
No, please the camera, so our audience, viewing audience.
It's just us, your family. My name's Kelly Gregory. I attended here at Westwood years ago, not going to say when. I live on Lake Avenue, and my kids come through Westwood, Donald and Nicole Gregory. I just want to let you all know how much the parents appreciate the staff here at Westwood. Mr. Rollins and Mrs. Lingle and all of Mrs. Schatz also have went above and beyond for this Washington, D.C. trip for all these 8th graders to be able to go to this trip in May for Washington, D.C. I think the world of these teachers at the school. I can't look at them. Every one of them go above and beyond for everything, not just for our kids, for their parents also. So that's all I have to say. They're a great staff, and I think we need to applaud them.
Thank you, and I would ask if we have a staff member that I would like, please, just to hear, I said commercial time, I would like to hear about the event that you have coming up for the fundraiser, for the trip, for the chili cook-off. Could someone, it's had so much participation and a great success, would someone speak to that for us?
You want me to take one?
Yeah, just take a mic and please, yes, please.
It was like you were on the radio.
But I'm not on the radio. It's like a television now. It's not radio. All right, so the chili cook-off that we're having on Saturday is obviously for our 8th grade students. It is something that we put together, kind of stole the idea, so to say, from a school in Wayne County, and that was on behalf of Mr. Rollins, who had found the idea to do a chili cook-off and an auction. And the idea was that the cost of Washington, D.C. is $495 for our students to go, which is kind of a steep price for some of our students to go. And in the past, we have not had the greatest turnout of students who are able to go in the 8th grade. And so in order for us to try to up the numbers of our 8th grade students to go, we decided to put in place this fundraiser. We do have other fundraisers that we do throughout the course of the year to try to help our 8th graders go, but nothing to this extent, or nothing to the extent of having this, hopeful to have this much money taken off the top of their accounts. So we have spent, and have our students spent, we had 8th graders come in the middle, the beginning of their summer vacation, and write letters to over probably 500 different people around the country asking for a donation to be part of the auction. Students were part of the writing process, and they were also part of the writing the thank you notes to those corporations and companies who have also donated. As of, I don't know, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I think we were at like $23,000 or $24,000 in donations that we have that we are ready to auction off on Saturday night. Mr. Rollins has played a huge role in trying to get this kick-started and up, and we kind of mixed it with the chili cook-off because everyone likes to eat and everyone likes to come for food. So that will be from 5 to 6:30 is the chili cook-off, and then 6:30 is the auctions. And we have live auction, silent auction, and Chinese auctions. And we have the entire staff of Westwood, who you see here, who have come out to support us here at the board meeting, but also they are taking part in the chili cook-off, and they have formed their own teams and are making their own chili pots in hopes of winning that golden trophy that will be awarded to the winner of the chili cook-off. So our hope is to knock the price off of Washington, D.C. trips for our students. And in the end, no matter how much money we make, we're hopeful that any little bit of money will help these parents be able to afford Washington, D.C. for their kids.
You have such a variety of things. And in walking the halls and seeing, you have the signage up, recognizing and thanking those that participated and donated. And when you look at what all the different, to out of state, I know I saw from a museum in Houston and something, Arizona and different places that you wrote to and got a very great response when you see all of that in the hall, how much people want to be a part of something. And I think you've really hit on the success of having the students write the letter and having them really tie in what they're doing to benefiting students and how it's going to help. And I know you had help from parents and from your groups and from community and a lot of work on this. And I would like to ask if those, tonight I see a lot of the shirts out there, and I would like to ask if you would please, if you are here and you are a staff member or work here at Westwood, would you stand up so we can just see how much support we have here this evening? Would you stand up and be recognized, please? And if you're a parent or a supporter of Westwood or in any way involved in helping and supporting Westwood here, would you stand up as well if you came out this evening, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. It's just amazing. I know we have several booster groups and a lot of groups that work very hard on fundraisers, and to see the kind of success that you've had and the kind of participation for such a worthy cause, for that educational trip, and to enable those that might not otherwise be able to go. So congratulations on all the hard work that you've done and how you've been able to bring everyone together. I think, and I'm going to ask you, would you tell us what, is it Rule 15 is?
Rule 15, always work as a team, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I think that exemplifies Rule 15, always work as a team, as Gibbs would say. Thank you very much. I also would like to, we're moving into board member discussion items, and I would like to, I see we have Kevin Brubaker with us this evening, who's going to be joining the Board of Education. If you would stand up, Kevin, please. I'd like to recognize you. Thank you. Thank you for your interest and your willingness to serve. Thank you. Board members, do we have any other items for discussion this evening?
Not at this time.
Go EHS Saturday,
Absolutely.
football.
Absolutely. Great success, sports success. Hearing no other items under board member discussions, I will move to item F on the agenda, meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the board meeting minutes.
Finish. For.
Oh, I'm sorry. For the meeting of October 21st, 2015.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or corrections to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, I would ask Mr. Scott if you would please call the roll.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes?
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Ms. Carpus?
Aye. Motion carries. Treasurer action items, Mr. Scott?
Item 1, donations. I would like to recommend to acknowledge, express appreciation, and accept the following gifts and donations. The Parker Hannafin Corporation Hydraulics Group of 520 Turnus Avenue in Elyria has presented a donation of the school supplies valued at $450. The donation would be used for students in need of supplies in the district. Item 2, purchase orders. To approve the attached list of purchase orders in order to comply with the district's purchasing procedures as detailed in enclosure G2. Item 3, I would like to recommend these to the entire board for action, to
Thank
take action on what I presented.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the donations, the purchase order, and a motion to approve the items recommended by the treasurer as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Elick?
Yes.
Are there any questions or comments? It's always great to see the kind of support when we receive donations. I know that we never take that for granted, and the difference that it makes, how together we can do so much more than if we just had to go with the, the lines items and the budgets. It's great to see that the community really wants to be part of the good things that are happening. Thank you. Would you please call the roll?
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Gephardt?
Aye.
Ms. Carpus?
Aye. Motion carries. Do we have any other treasurer other this evening?
No, Madam President.
Hearing none, do you have any report for us this evening?
No, Madam President.
Thank you. Superintendent action items, Dr. Jama.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I would like the board to consider the following items under superintendent actions. Item 1, approval of the overnight field trip. To approve the overnight field trip for Elyria High School Student Council to attend the camp at Proctor Camp and Conference Center in London, Ohio on November 14th and 15th, 2015, as detailed in enclosure J1. And this would be for approximately 9 to 10 female students who are involved in the Student Council at Elyria High School to have training as future leaders. Item 2, approval of an overnight and out-of-state athletic field trip. To approve the overnight and out-of-state athletic field trip for the Elyria High School softball team to attend the Bob Jones softball tournament in Madison, Alabama, March 25th through April 3rd, as detailed in enclosure J2. And again, this will be the start of our girls to another winning season. Let's hope. Item 3, excess cost contracts for non-resident child with disabilities, and I brought this to you earlier for several districts. To authorize the contracts for the 2015-16 school year for the Elyria schools to provide special education services for a non-resident student. These services are contracted due to open enrollment, court placement, parental institutional placement, or cooperative agreements. The school district is the Lorraine City Schools.
Thank you.
Madam President, that concludes my recommendations under this section.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the items recommended by the superintendent as presented.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gebhardt and seconded by Ms. Croft. Are there any questions or comments? Mr.
Question.
Allen?
I noticed on two of these agreements here, the two students lived in Elyria. Is that correct? So for open enrollment, the open enrollment agreements, they're residing in Elyria? Is that correct?
It could be either way. So if a student is living in Elyria and they open enroll to another district, then that district would charge us excess costs.
So it's going both
goes
ways
both
then?
ways.
Okay, okay, all right.
Both ways.
Okay, that's good, all right.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gephardt?
Yeah, aye.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Ms. Carpus?
Aye. Motion carries. Do we have any superintendent other this evening?
Madam President, I do not have any items under superintendent other.
Thank you. We'll proceed to the personnel action items as recommended.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to recommend the following personnel actions for your consideration this evening. Item 1, to approve the appointment of certified staff as detailed below. This would be for daily substitutes as well as a home instruction tutor. Item 2, to approve the appointment of the following classified staff as detailed below. Item 3, approval of the students on the performing arts team to approve the appointment of the following EHS student as part of the rental team for the 2015-16 school year for the Performing Arts Center at $12.50 per hour as detailed below. Item 4, approval to approve the increase of the substitute teacher rate to $105 per day and $115 per day after 50 days, effective December 1st, 2015. And again, the recommendation for this is to keep competitive with surrounding districts. Our substitutes have not had an increase in quite some time, as I have presented, and this will help with getting new subs as well as retaining the ones we currently do have and rewarding the ones who do work here on a regular basis. Item 5, to approve the following non-employees for tournament workers as detailed below. Item 6, to approve the athletic supplemental contracts for the following employees and non-employees as detailed below. And again, as you can see the names below, but I just would like to highlight Eric Burnett as our wrestling coach at Elyria High School last year. Went to the state championships for the team, as well as running second in the state as a state team as well, and we're hoping for a state championship this year. So speak to him on a regular basis, and he's just a top-notch individual.
And that's a performance kind of as usual, our wrestling team. Eric always does a great job.
Absolutely. Madam President, that concludes my personnel recommendations this evening.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move that the board approves the personnel items as recommended by the superintendent as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bax and a second by Mr. Gebhardt. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, would you please, I just would like to say I'm glad to see that we're in a position to be able to do that, to remain competitive, because it's very important to have that continuity when you get to that 50 days, to have that continuity. I'm sure that it gives a level of comfort with those who need to be out of the classroom to know that there's the consistency and that the subs that they know coming in, and for us to be able to, as he said, attract and attain the highest quality. So I'm glad to see we're able to do that. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Ms. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mrs. Corpus?
Aye. Motion carries.
Madam President, I do have one of the staff members that were just hired this evening here this
Great.
evening. And Mr. Taylor?
Yes, it's with a lot of pleasure. I'd like to introduce Jessica Cole. Stand up. Who will be joining our building operations.
Welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Welcome. And we ask always if they'd like to come and say anything. You're invited to do so.
No.
Well, we do ask. Thank you.
Only get that chance.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you. Dr. Jama?
Madam President, I do not have any other items under personnel action by the superintendent.
Thank you.
I do have several items that I would like to report to the board this evening. First of all, it's with it's very regrettable that I have to state this first item that I'd like to bring up tonight. But last Friday, during our tailgate celebration at Elyria High School, I was notified that one of our Elyria High School students passed away on October 30th in the afternoon due to a medical condition. And this afternoon, I had the unfortunate opportunity to attend the wake for Cody Wilson. Cody was one of our special needs students. Very lovable, incredible person. Had a smile on his face every single day that I had an opportunity to talk to him. And Cody always loved to have his top of his head stroked. And when he would feel the touch, it just, he lit up from ear to ear. And he's just a special young man that we are so sorry that he had to leave so soon. I spoke to his mom at the wake, and I'm very proud to say that we were able to present him with an Elyria High School diploma. And his mom and dad were very thankful that we were able to give him the diploma. And he's just a special person that will very, very truly be missed. So it's regrettably that I have to say that this evening, but Cody was just a special young man.
Absolutely.
Touched the lives of many, many people.
It's always difficult to, and particularly when a young life cut short like that, it's always very difficult, but again, it's, we have to remember and celebrate the time that we had, and that we had him with us, and what he contributed, how much a part of the pioneer family that he was.
And he absolutely loved Elyria. He loved Elyria High School, and his parents are so thankful for everything that we as a school community did for him.
That's great.
Tomorrow, I will be hosting the second Community Superintendent Discussion Forum. Tomorrow's will take place in the afternoon at 5 o'clock at the Administration Center. And it has been announced, and it has been announced on our web page as well as Facebook. And the last one, as I had mentioned at the previous meeting, was a huge success with quite a few community members showing up, and we had a great conversation about the Elyria City Schools and the great things taking place within the district each and every day. So tomorrow, Kelly will be making chocolate chip cookies again, and we'll host our second community forum. This past Monday night, I had an opportunity to do a forum with the Elyria Lions Club at the Blue Sky Restaurant here in Elyria. And it was a wonderful opportunity, again, to share the many great things taking place in the district, as well as answer some some wonderful questions that they posed, and I was able to get them the answers that they requested. And again, it was just a great discussion, and again, keeping this communication line open between the superintendent's office, central office, and the community has been has had very positive feedback. Last Friday, as I mentioned in my opening statement, the Elyria Schools held a tailgate party, and it was a wonderful opportunity whereby the community came together to join in a celebration that we do each year, and then went to the football game that Friday night, whereby our Elyria High Pioneers beat the Mentor Cardinals and earned a spot in the state playoffs, which they will be playing Saturday night at Olentangy. It's the head coach of Olentangy was the former head coach here at Elyria High School, Coach Mark Solis. And I know I spoke to our coaches. They're eager to get to Olentangy, and our players are eager to get down there and bring home a victory for us. I would like to show the audience, and this is pretty exciting. Alan Kennard Printing donated these signs to all the businesses in Elyria, and the businesses in Elyria have them hanging up in support of our playoff bound Pioneer football team, and again, helping them bring home a victory on Saturday night. And I just finally want to say, and this goes along with what, is it Mrs. Kelly who spoke? Is that the last name? Mrs.
Kelly Gregory.
Mrs. Kelly Gregory. I want to second what you said, Mrs. Gregory. I have an opportunity, and it's something I promised myself as well as this school community, that I would be in the schools on a regular basis, in and out of the classrooms and seeing what's taking place in the buildings. And I could absolutely attest to what she said. I've been in Westwood many times now since the start of the school year, and I've seen some wonderful, wonderful things taking place in the classrooms, in the halls, and it is a true family here that's doing a great job for the kids of this district, as well as all the schools that I've had visited. But again, it's wonderful to hear the parents say that, but I love having the opportunity to see it myself and attest to it. And so kudos to the staff here at Westwood for doing a wonderful job and hosting us this evening. Thank you, and keep up the great work. Keep up the great work.
And what was the #1 answer in Jeopardy this evening? The one most often given?
Mrs. Schatz.
Mrs. Schatz. Mrs. Schatz. When in doubt, she probably does it, right? When in doubt. And I just wanted to say, I know when I came in this evening and being greeted and remembering, asking about the boys that and our time here, and you know that you're always made to feel part of that family, and it continues on. And I think that's what we heard Shelley saying, that you feel part of something here and welcomed in, and that they get, is it kind of like Cheers? You always want to go where everybody knows your name, or is it something like that? And I'd also, with your meeting with the Lions and the groups that you've been, Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions Club, Jolly 60s, all of the clubs and the support that they give, and the fact that, you take the time to meet with them and let them know that certainly it's a two-way street.
Absolutely.
They are very supportive of us and come to us, and we want to hear their thoughts.
Absolutely.
And let them know that they're important to us as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. That concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you. Board of Education reports. Do we have any reports this evening?
Mr. Alec? No.
No?
Anything?
What is the discrepancy?
You don't have any tickets?
Oh, we could do that.
Okay,
Okay, we
okay,
can play
please.
that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to take a few moments to talk about these. This is a picture of a 2016 Chevy Cruze, a red one, that was donated by the Chevy Network and Sunnyside Chevrolet to the Elyria City School District. Okay? And the benefits of this raffle are going to either the endowment, the school endowment fund, the Pioneer Club, which supports the athletic activities at Elyria High, or the marching band. So and people from all three organizations are selling these things. They're available now. Cost of a ticket is $10 or 3 for $20. There's a total of 4,500 being sold. So, and that's all. That's the total. There's also, this time, you might recall, we did this in 2012. That was a successful sale. But in this case, we added a second and third place prize, a $500 cash prize, and a $250 cash prize. So we thought we would do that as well. So the drawing for this car is going to be on Band Appreciation Day, which is May 20th, 2016. So we got plenty of time. We got plenty of time to do this. And certainly, we appreciate the opportunity given to us by Sunnyside to get this done and giving us this car well in advance. So we've got a lot of time, and we can make this a very, very successful raffle for the district and for the high school. The car is currently at the high school, and you'll see it around in different places. It's lettered up, but it is a very, very, very nice car. Sticker price of $22,250, and it is loaded, and it's a nice little ride. So they're available. You're going to see people around that are selling these things. By all means, if you can support that, do so. Thank you.
A little car salesman in the blood there.
No.
Sweet little riders.
It is a sweet little ride.
It's a sweet little ride,
I drove it.
Okay, thank you. And the groups that benefit from that, it's great to have something and have them working together for all of them to benefit. Thank you. And I would say you thank them and for the car, and I would just like to mention also, you said Alan Kennard Printing donated those, the posters that we're going to see around. I know for the Alumni and Friends Association, Kennard Printing has always helped with the programs and donated and been very supportive as well, and we appreciate all of those businesses that do support us in these types of projects and endeavors. I'd like to move to item 2, to policies and regulations. You were sent, board, copies of the current policies and the corrections as proposed to update the policies and regulations. I would entertain a motion at this time.
I'll make a motion to approve the policies as written here
For the first reading?
for the first reading, yes.
Thank you.
Correct.
This is a first.
For the first reading.
Yes, yes, I have a motion. Do I have a second? I'm sorry, Mr. Gebhardt, you gave us a second. Thank you. I'm sorry, Ms. Croft. I have a motion to approve the following policies and regulations for adoption as the first reading, and I have a second by Mr. Gebhardt. Are there any questions or comments? Those were all sent out ahead of time. Many of them, I'm sure all of our staff here and are aware that from time to time, it's necessary to update. Many are just necessary by Ohio Revised Code, and some are for some of the terms change and some of the language changes. And for some of them, we just have to make sure that we keep them updated. And the policies and regulations are always online. You can always go and look at them, and what we appreciate is the service that we have allows you to do a name search so that you don't have to know what number you're looking for, just put in the item if you're looking for policies that have to do with attendance or have to do with discipline. You can put a category or the headings in, and you can always look at our policies online anytime. It's very user-friendly. Hearing no further comments or questions, I would ask if you would please call the roll.
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes.
Mrs. Croft?
Aye.
Mrs. Carpus?
Aye. Motion carries. I believe we have no need for an executive session this evening. Is that correct, Dr.
That is
Johnson?
correct, Madam President.
Hearing none, we move to adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gebhardt, seconded by Ms. Croft. Thank all of you for coming out this evening. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Gebhardt?
Aye.
Mrs. Croft?
Aye.
Mr. Bax?
Yes?
Mr. Elick?
Aye.
Mrs. Carpus?
Aye. Motion carries. We stand adjourned.